Never played it myself, but it's quite early. 92, 93. All the bits are there. Now my favourite, Atmosphere. Used to scare the shit out of me when I was like 8 years old. The Gameskeeper, that's all I remember. Then Atmosphere 2. Then Atmosphere 4. So I think I'm just missing The Mummy. It's the only one I'm missing. There it is, literally £3 for the lot. That was like £2. Picked up Star Wars, the interactive video board game. I remember going over to my mate's house and playing this. It was pretty good. All the bits are there. I think it was supposed to be on a Death Star or something. And Darth Vader shouting through the TV. Through the little 40-inch monitor. So it's quite funny. 1995 that one is. Then we got the Key to the Kingdom. I would say of all one of the old board games, this one was awesome. One of my favourites. All I remember is I think you had like collect tokens, parts. You had to collect like 3 parts of like a key, I think, and then you would just get teleported somewhere and you would win. That was 1990. All the bits are there. Oh, that was such a good game. I picked up Ghost Castle. That was $1.99 from Oxman. Looks bigger than it was. We had like a skull that went through the top. He had a racer's skull through the dungeon, which is pretty good. Picked up Sunken Treasure. Never really played that, but it was just £1. Because it was from... what year is that one? I think 1991. I thought I'd pick it up. I'd just pick up any board games that I rolled. Next game I picked up was Nightmare. I remember this when I was a kid. This was like the early 90s as well. Because I remember Nightmare, the TV show. But I realised there wasn't a link between them. So I'm not quite sure, was Nightmare the TV show before this or after this, so I have to do some investigating. Another board game, Dungeons and Dragons. This one's by Parker. This one's quite recent. I don't think I ever got into this one. It's quite a lot of figures. 2003. It says Parker and Hasbro. So you just basically, I guess one of them is a dungeon master. The others are the players. Picked up Shark Attack. I was always shit at this game. All I remember is I think you had to move the things round, and the shark would eat your tokens. Not a very nice shark. Also picked up Gladiators. Pretty terrible board game if I remember correctly. Got this for £1. You basically just had all the little separate games. The rollerball cages. The assault course at the end. I would always, for some reason, break the pieces on that one. Then I picked up Donkey Kong Country. Well, not Donkey Kong Country, but Donkey Kong the board game. Everything's there apart from 1 barrel. I think there's supposed to be 12 barrels, and I've already got like 11 or something. So if I pick up another one, I'll be able to get a full set. I picked up this Berserkoid, I think. Berserk. Not quite sure. Never heard of it before. So I have to do a bit of research. It says the family version of the arcade game. Looks pretty different and random. I think that's from the early 90s. Let's have a look. It doesn't have a date on it. But from the early 90s. Then there's Star Trek, the interactive video board game. It's a bit weird though, no one does really any interactive DVDs or Blu-rays now. That would be good. Remember that saying, "This game never plays twice." Or remember it was Gara just going mental. So remember, for the same little TV, must be like the same little 14-inch TV as the Star Wars one. You were against the Klingons, if I remember. And I picked up Con Man. It's got the marble, everything's missing apart from Con Man himself, which I'm not too happy about. I got it for 50p, so you can't complain. But I'm missing Con Man himself. Then I picked up Turtles, Tower of Doom Skull, the action game. All I remember is you had the tower, you had like 4 or 5 swords in it, and you had like the turtles at the top. And if you pull the sword out, the turtles will come down the bottom of 4 exits. And you have to try and catch them. This one's early 90s as well. Pretty good fun. Monster Mania. I really enjoyed this one. It was hard. There's some little creature in the middle. That would just basically ping out all the little balls around, and you have to try and pick them up. Pretty hard, but you had to get like a full set. Took 10 minutes or so. Picked up Pac-Man, everything's there. Never really enjoyed playing it actually. Not a fan of Pac-Man the board game. My mate gave it a go. Wasn't quite the same. Also picked up my favourite MB board games ever, Battle Masters. All I remember is this, you had like a massive map. I'm still quite surprised how big it was today. One of you was like the Orcs and Goblins, the other one was like the Imperial Army. And you just basically reveal cards and then you can move. All I remember was my Wolf Riders used to go from one end of the battlefield to the other in literally 3 turns. And then just die. They were absolutely pointless. Yeah, but yeah, I remember the Ogre. The Ogre was all good. You had Ogre cards. So it was pretty tough. And a cannon, which you can change direction. We had to reveal the cards. The amount of times I'd have one of my Imperial Army in front of him, I would turn the card over, it would be like an explosion and kill him. And you'd be like, for God's sake. Or it would fly over him. Depends what token you got. That's 1990, I think. Hero Quest. Everyone remembers Hero Quest. Absolutely. This one's in really good condition. Box is in good condition. Everything's still in their bags. Not one piece missing. Quest book's in good condition. All the pieces are there. Definitely the best one. I never liked. I got Advanced Hero Quest somewhere, but I never really enjoyed it. But this one was always the best one. Also, Space Crusade. I picked up 3 or 4 Space Crusades this year. This is the only one I can actually reach. Definitely, I think, yeah, after Battle Masters, this was my second favourite. I've also got the Dreadnought add-on, the Elder add-on. Me and my friend, we both had the Dreadnought add-ons and 2 Space Crusades between us, and we had about 9 or 10 boards going. And that was all good. Picked up Talisman. I always thought Talisman was like, I don't know, I got like a Talisman without any figures at all. Let's say like 1st edition and 2nd edition. So I'm not quite sure why this one has got figures. It's got like, yeah, it's just like an updated version of Hero Quest. It's got figures, it's got cards. So I was a bit confused. On my one, just like this, half the size of a box of this. This one's still 1994 though. Well, the other one was like 1978. Also picked up Warhammer Quest. Basically, that looks just an up-to-date version of bloody Hero Quest. All the bits are there. I remember there was some weird, annoying dwarfs, I think it was. Yeah, dwarfs. Comes with all the books, pretty hefty.